Hello ladies and gentlemen, HoloTide here, and today I want to talk about what I think is super important for Bungie to absolutely nail if they want to get over the hump of their marathon reveal. Now, personally, I want this game to be good. I want the game to be fun. I want more games to be good and fun. So I'm definitely not one of those people that are just, blindly rooting for this game to fail. For me personally, I think it's evident that a lot of the developers and team members are pouring passion into this game. So just from a human standpoint, obviously I don't want to see people fail. But with the reaction on the internet from quote unquote gaming journalists and news outlets and all that other stuff, I've seen a lot of negative criticism and feedback. Now, that's not to say that those people are wrong at all. Everybody has opinions. And I think if you're providing constructive feedback, then that's really important for a game to get better. Other content creators have said that Bungie has been super receptive to feedback and ideas for this game, and I don't think that this is going to be any different. But after all of the fallout, all of the interviews and things like that, with people talking about how they're not interested in it, it looks boring, or it looks uninspired, or whatever the critiques are, the thing that I think that will really either make or break this game is the open beta. And if there's not plans for an open beta at this time, then I think that that is a huge mistake. We know that this game is going to cost money. That's already a barrier to entry because there are so many free-to-play games out there. And if you were on the fence before, if you're like, I don't like extraction shooters, I've never played an extraction shooter, to have a $40 price tag or whatever it's going to be in front of you is going to make you super reluctant to even purchase it if you can't try it. I think for a lot of people, the appeal of these games, the appeal of extraction shooters, is how tense they are. And that's, to me, something that happens in person. It happens to the player. You can't really script it or fake it for marketing purposes. These players are going to have to actually experience it for themselves. Now, this is probably one of the boldest FPS bets in years. This game has had a lot of pre-launch hype, a lot of mystery, the ARGs, the trailers and stuff. I know that their Discord server has crashed. There's over 250,000 people that have joined the Marathon Discord server. People are still interested. And I think that people, even if they're not interested or they hate the game or whatever it is, would still play an open beta. I feel like they would either hate play it or have their minds changed. I don't know. But to me, Bungie absolutely needs an open beta for Marathon. And it's not just for polishing the game up, it's for its survival. And I think because of the mystery around how the game works, the game systems, the silence on the price, the beta is more than just a beta. It's more than just a test. It's going to shape the future of the whole project. I'm sure there's a reason why Bungie hasn't communicated a price. Maybe it's because of Sony. They want to see how people feel after the alpha and the beta and stuff and then announce the price. If people are very reluctant or it's just not getting the hype they thought it would, maybe the price drops. I don't think we live in a world where this game gets delayed again, so I don't think that that's on the table. Now, for me, after watching the gameplay, I think that it does look clean. It looks a little tactical. It's very stylish. It's very Bungie. But watching and playing are two very different things, especially in a PvP extraction shooter where it's the feel of the combat, the movement, the tension. It's everything mixed into this sauce. With a beta, you're going to get to see if people are addicted to the gameplay loop. You're going to be in an environment where there's all different types of players, not just internal testers or content creators, and you're going to see where the balance lies between teams and solo play and the AI on the maps. Is the pace too slow? Is it too sweaty? Is it just right? Are these characters broken? Are these abilities broken? Are these weapons broken? And I think without a beta, you take a huge gamble on how it feels and how it separates itself from other games. And it's not just extraction shooters. I've seen so many people talking about the finals recently and how much fun it is to play and how good it feels. And I think these things go hand in hand. Now let's talk about the money side of things. They have tweeted that it's not going to be a free-to-play game, that it's going to be a premium price game, but not full price. I guess it's like a hybrid. I know people will talk about Helldivers 2 and stuff like that. I could see that being around the price. Now, are you getting the same value as Helldivers 2? I think that remains to be seen, especially with the beta, especially with how other content creators are talking about the other maps and how incredible they are, and how they're confused that Bungie isn't marketing that more, and how that is what changes the landscape of the extraction shooter, how that sets them apart. So I think it's pretty strange that either they're holding that, super close to their chest because they want to do a reveal like that. I don't think that just having people word of mouth it on the launch day is going to be enough. I think they do need to talk about it. They do need to show people why this game is different. But again, the open beta will test the perceived value of the game. They can get so many statistics and stuff. They can see if players are like addicted after playing the game for like 3 days and it's all they're playing. They can see if the feedback is mixed, if people are playing for an hour and they're like, this is not for me. So you might see a swap between like a $60 price tag and a $40 price tag. And then I don't know if this game could launch free to play. Maybe after a couple months it goes free to play. I'm not sure what the plan is, but I don't think it could ever launch free to play. So even if the feedback is like not great, it's basically market research at a large scale. And I think without that, you're just kind of flying blindly into your launch. For me, one of the biggest missed opportunities in game development right now is not involving that community early and often. And we've seen that time and time again. It does seem like studios and stuff, they know what makes their game, but they don't know why players play that game or love that game. They have the numbers and the statistics and the gameplay, but I think that it goes much deeper than that. I think you're going to get feedback. You're going to get more momentum. You'll have viral clips with an open beta. I know the alpha is like under NDA, and you start to garner a loyal player base before day one. I think about Destiny and its beta and all the memories that I have. Some of the best memories I have of Destiny 1 are actually during the beta, like running Devil's Lair just over and over and over again, and going to the subreddit and seeing what people were decrypting with their engrams and stuff. And it was just like a special time for that game and myself. And I think the finals, another game that's, kind of come out recently and had an open beta, it pretty much exploded because of that. It really got on people's radar. It was on Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that. And I think Marathon does have that same potential if they give players access to it. And hopefully, with the 6 months that they have left of game dev before the launch, they can implement that feedback. They can really dial in on what makes Marathon, what separates it, what makes people want to keep coming back and playing it. So Bungie, if you're listening to me, just give us the beta. Go ahead and announce it. Let us stress test it. Let's praise it, roast it, get addicted to it, get feedback. And I think because if you don't, you might not just miss out on feedback. You might miss out on the chance to lock in a loyal audience and a fair price. I know a lot of Destiny fans were upset with Marathon. I know today, actually, that they announced the next expansion, I want to say, for Destiny 2, so maybe some of that backlash that people had from that community towards Marathon will kind of evaporate with their new expansion and stuff. But I think that's one of the main ways that you can combat this negative connotation that kind of is circling around Marathon right now. I have seen it both ways. There's been a lot of positivity around it too. A lot of people are excited to play it, myself included. So let me know in the comments, would you play a beta? What would you be willing to pay for Marathon right now if there was not an open beta, you didn't get to play it before it launched? Because I'm interested to see what people's perceived value of the game is. And if you want more Marathon coverage, all you have to do is hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.